All right, guys, this is the lecture notes for Chapter 1, Lesson 2, Factors of Production. Please write this in Cornell Notes in your notebook, please. Before we get started, I just wanted to state that anything that's written in green is very important and you need to write it down in your notes. Anything that is in red, you do not need to write down, but it is still important and please pay attention to it. The essential question for this week is, what are the factors of production and how do they help us satisfy our wants? Warm-up activity. Real quick, I want you guys to pause this video and go ahead and do this warm-up. Assume that you are a business person who makes and sells pencils. You need to calculate how much it costs you to make just one pencil, the cost of input and as well as production. Make a list of every single material or resource that you would need to make one pencil. All right, so now that you guys got that activity done, share with your neighbor the list of some of the resources that you included. Did your list include these materials? Raw materials like wood, brass, and graphite, labor, factory equipment, warehouse costs, shipping and transportation, the marketing team, and finally the bookkeeper. And go ahead and pause this video right now and answer these prompts. Please write in complete sentences. Goods and services. What are goods and services? A good is a physical item that is created for selling. And examples range from shampoo and conditioner to a PlayStation or even an iPhone. Services, actions or activities done for buyers. An example would be nursing, teaching, hiring somebody to fix your car, hiring somebody to kill bugs at your house. It could be anything that you're paying somebody to do for you. Think about it. What are goods and services, and what are goods and services that you or your parents currently pay for? Why are you willing to exchange your money for goods or services? Factors of production. What is the difference between outputs and inputs? Inputs are scarce resources that go into making a product. Outputs are the goods or services that are created for using the inputs. What are factors of production? Inputs used in making a product. The main categories are land, labor, and capital. Capital is split up into two. We'll get into that part a little bit later on in the presentation. Land, labor, and capital. Land plus labor plus capital equals goods and services. That is important to know. Land. What is land? Land is all natural resources. Examples could be soil, air, wood, animals, plants, really anything. What are the types of natural resources? Well, there are perpetual resources, resources that are unlikely that we will use up, like the sunlight. There are renewable resources, resources that as they are used, they can be replaced. So there's forests, fish, other items like that. And finally, there are non-renewable resources. These resources that once they're used, they're gone completely, like oil and coal. Okay, think and pair share. List 5 new examples of land, and why is land important to the production of goods and services? Labor. What is labor? Labor is the effort and time put into production for which someone is paid. Examples of labor would be teaching you guys this lesson, or hiring a plumber, or lawyers. All right, another think about it. What labor do you plan to be paid for in your first career? All right, guys, capital. What are the two types of capital in economics? Well, first there's human capital. This is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. First, there's human capital, the expertise or experience, skill or education, and knowledge of the laborers. This is usually the higher the level of human capital, the more the laborer is paid. An example of this would be the training and education that a teacher needs in order to teach you guys. Physical capital or capital goods. Physical means that it's man-made. So this could be tools, machines, and resources involved in the production process. An example would be an assembly line or a factory that would be both physical capital. Think and pair share. What is the difference between labor and human capital? And what kind of human capital do you currently have or plan to have in when you enter your first career? Go ahead and label or list the differences between labor and human capital in your notes, please. Entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are the backbone of this economy. So, with that being said, what is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are the risk taker who combines the factors of production to create the goods and services that we purchase. Think about it. Name a few famous entrepreneurs, goods or services, and what did they create? And productivity. How do economists measure productivity? Well, productivity is simply stated as output over input.